Good morning. And Happy New Year. So normally we would just start singing at this point, but those of you who've been around for a bit will remember perhaps that we have a tradition about this time of year that involves some bells. So I'm looking for some bell ringers. There are 4 sets of bells. The first ones are the light ones. So yes, if you're up for ringing a light set of bells, here they come around. And you'll see when the time comes, these all have a pink yarn on them, and so this is group 1. So the first time we do a refrain, those with the pink will do these light bells. There are more coming. The next set of bells gets just a little bit bigger. These have bright green on them. And the green set also includes these bar chimes on the piano. The orange set gets bigger yet. One of those is a temple bell, bowl bell, and also these wind chimes up here are part of this set, this orange set. Is somebody willing to come and play the wind chimes up front? Thank you, Sarah Joy. The orange is set number 3. Okay, there are 2 more. These are the biggest ones. These have the rainbow tags on them. The giant bells. Oh, I see some young folks in the back. The giant bells, and then this chime tree. So were those hands in the back, were those for the giant bells? Who wants to play the giant wind chimes up here? Come on up. All right, so here's the plan. We're going to sing a verse, and when we get to the refrain, the first verse you'll see a pink one. All the people with the pink small chimes plays on that chorus. Who's got the pink? That's you. And then we sing a verse. We stop, and then we sing a verse. And when we come to the second refrain, you'll see a one and a green. You'll see a pink one and a green two, and the pinks and the greens play. So that would be. And then we sing a verse, and the third time, the pink ones, the green twos, and the orange threes all play at the same time. And then the very last time, and we're going to save it, is everybody's in. So are you ready? I invite you to rise in body or in spirit. If you have sensitive hearing, this may get loud. And I invite you to take in the words that we're singing too, because they have a relevance to this moment in time that is profound, I think. So, if you're ready, here we go. We start with the verse. Ring out wild bells to the wild sky that fly. Cloud the frosty light. The year is dying in the night. Ring out wild bells and let it die. Here's the pink one. Ring in love. Ring in hope. Ring in peace and justice. Ring in faith. Thanks for playing our game. Thanks for ringing in the new year together. So, I invite us to turn off these bells. Our chance to take our cell phones out, make sure they're off. We'll release ourselves for the duration of our time together. And in a moment, we'll take a second to greet the people around us. I invite you, if you're the person who needs to get yourself ready, to gather up the energy to say hello to people you may not know, and invite us to work together to make sure that everyone is greeted and paying attention to how people may want to be greeted, near as we can tell. But here's your chance to say hello, to say welcome, to say Happy New Year, so that we enter our time together as connected as we can possibly be. I invite you to say hello and Happy New Year to each other. Beryl Raven offers our land acknowledgement today. We're ready for you, Beryl.
Good morning. The Nisenan people of this area, like so many indigenous people, have known the nature of catastrophic times. Having lived them and having lived within catastrophic legacies, the Nisenan people in this area have known also of survival, resolve, resistance, and resilience, and of deep inner and outer resources. With this basket of acorns from black oak trees, lost one, sorry about that. With this basket of acorns from black oak trees, a key source of sustenance for the Nisenan for centuries, we mark our attention and commitment to support the Nisenan people under their guidance and at their request, that they may recover more and more of their rich cultural heritage, and in so doing, continue to bless the world.
Beryl, thank you. This is you'll find a very participatory service, including offering our chalice lighting words, which often are read by somebody from here, but we're going to read Lois Van Leer's words together on the brink of a new year. And as we do, I invite you to listen for, which of these aspirations most grabs you at this moment in time. See if one of these, which one kind of tugs at you today. So with this, I invite us to offer our chalice lighting words together, and Cheryl will light the chalice. Together, we light this chalice on the brink of a new year, letting go of what has been, open and hopeful for what may come, renewed, restored, ready to live life fully anew. May we move forward with intention. So now that we've had a chance to say it and encounter new words as we go, I'm going to invite you to say them one more time, now that you know what's coming, and feel out which of these aspirations calls to you. Here it comes again. We light this chalice on the brink of a new year, letting go of what has been, open and hopeful for what may come, renewed, restored, ready to live life fully anew. May we move forward with intention. May we move forward with intention each and together in the ways that serve this year and that serve living fully anew. Thank you. We've been lighting a candle of compassion, resistance, and resilience most every Sunday for almost a year now. A ritual we borrowed and adapted from the Unitarian Universalist Society of Sacramento. We light it each week, no matter what the focus of the particular service, to acknowledge our ongoing experience of and response to all that we find disturbing and angering and otherwise worrisome in the national, social, political, economic realm. This morning, maybe it's about an attack in Venezuela, perhaps, right? There's something daily. So we know that no matter what's going on in or what we're trying to focus on in the service, this is also part of what's with us every time we gather. From Sunday to Sunday, my own levels and ratios of those three elements vary. Compassion, resistance, resilience. Or the one I'm wanting to cultivate in myself varies too. Some Sundays I'm most wanting to hang on to or grow my compassion. Some Sundays I'm more drawn to honor or invest in my courage for resistance. And some Sundays I feel the need most to feed or rejoice in my resilience. So of those three aspects of ourselves and of our times, compassion, resistance, resilience, I'm curious which one is feeling most present and strong in you this particular morning. In you, what's most strong? Is it compassion, resistance, or resilience? For whom is it compassion? Who's feeling compassion in you strongly this morning? Who's feeling resistance in you strongly this morning? Who's feeling resilience in you strongly this morning? The whole range. And of these same three aspects of ourselves and our times, compassion, resistance, resilience, which one are you most wanting to invest in or strengthen in yourself these days? Of those three, compassion, resistance, resilience, which are you most wanting to invest in or strengthen in yourself these days? For whom is it compassion? For whom is it resistance? For whom is it resilience? Like every Sunday, here we gather with our different ratios, right, at any given moment, and our different mix of us in the room. And so, for all of this and more, we light our candle of compassion, of resistance, and of resilience. Thank you, Cheryl. And believe it or not, you'll never guess, there's a box here, a wonder box, because we always wonder what's in it. Here's today's box. Who's got a guess? What do you think is in here? A frog? A bell? A question mark. Did somebody say underwear? I thought. I always did not like getting underwear as a gift until I was an adult. Then I was glad to get socks and underwear. Oh, what do you think is in here? What do you think? What would you guess? Crystal. Shall we look? Shall we look? It is a whole bunch of feathers. I totally wonder what is going to happen with these. When our young people are at Kids Connection, please come and tell us afterwards what having these feathers was all about. And I wonder if there's a young person who would like to carry this box up to Kids Connection. As we sing you on your way with the box, come on up. And as we send the light too. Oh, several box people. Is there anybody who has carries box before?
Moss, would you be willing to carry the box? Would you carry Welcome to 2026 and to the Unitarian Universalist Community of the Mountains. I'm Cheryl Morris, your worship associate this morning, as we dive into our January theme, Practicing Resistance. Those of you who've been around a while remember that Reverend Kevin usually kicks off January by asking us to choose a word for the year. One of my earliest memories of UUCM, when I was just a curious visitor during the depths of the pandemic, was watching a service on Zoom in which he created a word cloud with everybody's chosen word. I thought it was pretty cool, and I still do. This year, though, he's asking us to think of a question for the year. Feeling any resistance to that? I think I can shift gears easily enough, but I am going to miss seeing that word cloud. Resistance is defined as the act of opposing or refusing to accept something, or the ability to withstand something. Some examples would be a person's refusal to change, a group's fight against an occupying force, or the body's defense against germs. So we might conceptualize that the most basic form of resistance is that that's found in the body, followed by an individual's conscious choice to not change something about themselves or their behavior. Then we come to resistance directed towards something outside ourselves, perhaps in concert with others. I expect we'll pay attention to all of these aspects this month. For today, it's an opportunity to begin thinking of a question. Or maybe there's no thinking involved. It just comes, whether we like it or not. We might actually find ourselves resisting it. In any case, we are here together in this safe space where all questions are good questions and all are welcome.
And for our opening words, which are words that kind of take us from where we've come so far and invite us a little deeper into our time together, I invite your participation again. I'm looking for 10 readers to read a sentence each. If that's you, come on up. If you make a circle around the table, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 more. 8, 9, 10. You make a complete circle. Yeah, complete circle around the table. That means Carol gets to go first. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here's the plan. Carol's going to start. She'll come up with the microphone. And you just keep circling, right? Just stay in the circle. We'll go all the way from 1 to 10. So I'll get us started in a second. So I invite you to take a deep breath, to be ready to listen, take this in. These words and the wisdom from Andrea Hawkins Kemper. Blessed are we. So Carol at the microphone.
Blessed are we who gather with open hearts together in this space today.
Blessed are we, the chalice lighters of resistance, justice, love, and faith.
Blessed are we, the heretics, the outcasts, the walkers of our own way.
Blessed are we, the border crossers, refugees, the immigrants, the poor, the wanderers who are not lost.
Blessed are we, the transgressors, the trespassers, the passers-by, the cause-takers, the defiant, the compliant.
Blessed are we, the hand extenders, the sign makers, protesters, and protectors.
Blessed are we, the trans women, the trans men, the non-binary, the cisgender, the multigender, the no gender.
Blessed are we, the friend, the stranger, the lonely, the hidden, the visible, the authentic.
Thank you. Blessed are we who rise in solidarity. Blessed are we who cannot. Blessed are we who do not.
Blessed are we, for this is our beloved community, and this is who we are.
Thank you. This is who we are. You're welcome to take those with you. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. We so often try to say in some ways that our aspiration is to be open, right? And every Sunday we gather, we have the whole range of who we are when we're here. And the aspiration is always to keep expanding that sense of who we are, our own openness. We will honor our joys and sorrows in this weekly ritual by first taking a moment to notice what's in us as we do. Maybe for you, there's something that's been stuck in your craw this week that's just bugging you, that's calling for attention. Maybe for you, someone in your life is hurting right now, really hurting. They're in your heart and mind, and you so wish for them some relief. You so pray for some relief for them. Maybe you've got this perhaps unexpected, joyful surprise that's arrived in your life. Some goodness that you could not have imagined that has you feeling elated in this moment. Maybe there's something going on in the world that pulls at you today. I invite you to notice what it is in you that's most present, the kind of thing that if you're a person who prays, is what you are praying about, what you're praying for. Notice what's in you. In the soft sound of the rain, I invite you to call up all the self-compassion you may need, just to be with what you're holding. Self-compassion for holding what you're holding. I invite you in the silence, in the music, in the movement of people to this table up front, to lift up your prayers if you pray, to let your heart soften into what you hold, to listen for what may be coming back to you as you hold what you're holding. What whisper of what you may be called to in response. I invite us to hold each other very tenderly in this time, knowing that people will, whether you come to the table or not, or whether you're at home and typing into the chat, that there will be much that we never know that people are holding. And so to hold each other with that in heart and mind. As you're so willing, I invite you forward if you're in the room. As you're so willing, I invite you to type into the chat either what you carry or a zero to be the equivalent of a stone. May we enter this time with fullness and attention. A blessing through the heart and the words of Jan Richardson. This year as a house. Think of the year, this year, as a house. Think of the year as a house, door flung wide in welcome, threshold swept and waiting, of graced spaciousness opening and offering itself to you. Let it be blessed in every room. Let it be hallowed in every corner. Let every nook be a refuge and every object set to holy use. Let it be here that safety will rest. Let it be here that health will make its home. Let it be here that peace will show its face. Let it be here that love will find its way. Here, in the house of this year, let the weary come. Let the aching come. Let the lost come. Let the sorrowing come. Here, let them find their rest, and let them find their soothing, and let them find their place, and let them find their delight. May it be in this house of a year that the seasons will spin in beauty. And may it be in these turning days that time will spiral with joy. And may it be that its rooms will fill with ordinary grace, and light spill from every window to welcome the stranger home. I invite you gently to rise in body or in spirit and to sing.
There's a river
And a river flowing outside this weekend. I love the sound of the rain. You know, that's a summer attribute in Michigan, and I miss that summer attribute. So actually, I kind of enjoy it all winter long. Steady fall is something very meditative. So in case it's helpful, let me just put you at ease and let you know that, of course, you can still choose a word for the year and not a question, no matter what I invite. This is known as freedom of the pew in our tradition. In other words, you always, always get to decide for yourself. That is the nature of our tradition. And when this congregation moved to this building in 1998, there were actual pews in this room, facing that way. One of the many changes that have taken place, or many of the changes that have been implemented by this community over time. Here at the beginning of the year, this community knows that it is now in a season of lasts. 2 days before Christmas, the congregation finalized a purchase on a new campus. So, the last winter solstice in this building, the last Christmas Eve in this building, the last Cider Sunday service, and today the last New Year's service in this building, with all the memories and the meanings attached to this room and those events garnered over the years. All kinds of goodnesses to remember and celebrate, and therefore losses to grieve, right, in letting go of this space. It all comes together. The kind of the love and the joy is the equivalent amount in terms of the loss. This time of lasts will, of course, be followed very directly by a year of firsts at some point. The first water ceremony in the new place, the first All Souls service, the first Thanksgiving meal, the first new member welcome in the new place. And that will be a gradual planting and accumulation of new meaning and new memory there to accumulate over the years. Pews or no pews, rest assured that the freedom of the pew will go with you to the new place. Freedom of the pulpit means that the minister or whoever is speaking from up front is always, always granted the complete freedom to speak their truth as they need to. And freedom of the pew means that everyone else has the complete freedom to accept or reject any or all of what is said from the pulpit. So I am going to suggest choosing a question for the year, and you can decide whether it's a word or a question or a song, as Paul does, or an herb, as someone I know does, for the year. Whatever's going to serve you best. The reason I'm inviting a question, besides the fact that so many people forget their words so soon, is because I realize that a word for the year, once we've discerned it, requires you to keep coming to it. Right? You choose a word, and you have to keep coming to it and figuring out whether and how to engage it. And if anything's going to happen with that word in you, it's because you make a decision to take some action with it, to work or play or dance or converse with your word. And this can be very fruitful, but I find it takes some effort. It takes some meaningful effort. Where did my tag go? I explained earlier in the year that I write mine on a little tent, and then I move it around the house every couple days, so I have to keep encountering it anew in a new place, and so I see it and hear it differently. My word was equanimous, equanimity, right? The goal of staying centered and grounded and present, not necessarily calm, not necessarily happy, but grounded and present no matter what is going on. And this was very helpful for me this year, daily, with what was going on. Although I have to say, it did not prevent me from swearing at the television a whole lot this year. Who remembers their word for the year? What were some of those words? Grace. Curiosity. Acceptance. Authenticity. Anybody else? Perseverance. Who forgot their word for the year? Yeah, right. They come quickly and go. For those who traveled with your word, did it serve you well? Did your word serve you this year?
Very well.
Is there a moment in time in particular that you would name where that word served you this year?
I think that I can name that my word was grace, and it kind of took on extra meaning. So whenever I heard it,
You know, whenever I heard the word grace, it was like, yeah, grace. You know?
So Beth is explaining that her word was grace, and because she was traveling with it, every time it came forth, it took on new meaning, right? Yeah, it had a presence to it because you kept returning to it in a new context, a new set of experiences. Yeah, I meant to check online too. To see if anyone on Zoom named their words for the year. Not so far. I didn't ask explicitly. My sense, and this is an intuitive invitation on my part, an intuitive invitation to experiment together, is that unlike a word that keeps asking us to come to it, a question, I think, is more likely to keep coming to us, is to approach us. A question reaches out and asks for something from us, whether we approach it or not. I have a feeling it might be a helpfully insistent variation on the word for a year. Maybe like a dog that needs to get out and walk and so gets its humans out to walk regularly. A word can rest there, curled up, napping all day long. A question, however, says, let's go, let's go, let's go. Plus, the U.S. culture in which we swim urges us always toward answers, right? As if we're supposed to have an answer, resolutions to keep, goals to achieve, promises to ourselves about who we will become. But our tradition, our Unitarian Universalist faith tradition, invites a different approach, an approach that's not grounded in certainty, but in curiosity instead. Not in perfection, but in practice. This is the nature of our tradition. In effect, questions have always been at the very heart of our tradition. We're always questioning. It's exhausting, but we're always questioning. We celebrate and we insist upon everyone having a free and responsible ability to search for truth and meaning, knowing that truth is not something we are ever going to possess once and for all. We're never going to have a final landing. Again, very frustrating. And that is the nature, we say, of life and existence and learning and growing. Truth is something that we approach carefully, sometimes slowly, that we approach with curiosity. At our best, we approach truth with humility, knowing that we might have to let go of it at some point for a new truth. And at our best, something we approach together. None of us knows it alone, but in community is how we shed light on different aspects of truth. That's why it's so important for us to be in community, and why we say you cannot be a Unitarian Universalist all by yourself. There's no such thing. You might have similar values, but it's actually the doing together. It's actually the reflecting, the sharing, the listening together that makes us Unitarian Universalists. When I think about it, choosing a word is most of the time, I think, a form of choosing an answer. I choose a word because I think it's an answer for me, right? And I want more of that answer. I think that's the way it functions for us. So what if we choose a question instead? Something more open-ended. And a question that might open us, might follow us into our ordinary days, might meet us in difficult moments, that could deepen our compassion, that might sharpen our awareness, that keeps inviting us to live more fully into our values, without claiming ahead of time to know exactly what it's going to look like. The question keeps inviting a new look. It's like encountering grace anew each time, right? The question really explicitly invites a new look. Some of you may have noticed that the banner claims that our theme is embodying resistance. Our January theme is actually practicing resistance. That was me. When I labeled the photo that Robin sends into the printers, I inadvertently blended the January and February themes. So there's a new banner coming for next week. But I think this is actually the right typo for today. And for some people, maybe the right typo for the month. Not an invitation so much to embody resistance out to the world, but in this very first service of the month where we start close in, to listen for, perhaps, some resistance that we have inside. Where do we feel resistance in us as a clue, as a thread, as an indicator for what might be calling to us, for the question that might be relevant for us? So by noticing where we feel resistance, oh, I don't really want that question, or some other way it manifests, to notice that that could be a sign for the question that's going to be actually most useful for us. Today's focus isn't about living our resistance outward. We'll look at that in the next several services. But today is about drawing on our internal awareness, feeling in to our embodied sense, listening for, feeling for where resistance might actually give us some insight into the question that would serve. Your question might be simple. It might be a complex question. It might be a very personal question. It might be a communal question or a societal question. It might begin with, how can I, or what would it mean if I, or where am I being called to? It might ask about courage, about belonging, about justice, about joy, about grief, about love, about hope. It may be rooted in the longing that you identified in December if you were here at those services, a longing that very well may be written on a symbolic bud and hanging on the pear branch above us. Your longing, if you remember what it was, or feel one today, might also be a clue to your question. Know that there's no singular right question. Only questions that feel alive in you, perhaps because they touch a nerve, whether that nerve is something that activates discomfort or joy or something else. So we have some cards on the seat. These are for you. If you want a pen, Cheryl will come around with a pen in a moment. This is for you in the silence and then later in some music, just to doodle, to reflect, to experiment. See what questions. Some of us know what's inside by actually moving our hands. I invite you to put your question on your card so you can take it with you and find your own way to keep that question with you. And see what comes up. See what bubbles up without working too hard. I invite you to trust that the question that keeps returning is worth your attention. The question that keeps returning is worth your attention. Also, the question or the feeling that bubbles up without any effort on your part, also worth your attention. I invite you into this first, the silence, reflection. Raise your hand if you'd like a pen, and to see what comes up in you, what question, or maybe for you it's a word or a song. Some of the words for the year from the folks online from last year were thrive, creativity, cleaning or clearing or decluttering or something like that, humor. Anyone willing to share the question that might be your question for the year, even if you're just experimenting with it? Anyone willing to share? What's the question that's coming up for you? And I'll check in online as well here. To your higher power, what is your will for me?
My question is, how can I embrace change?
How can I embrace change?
Okay, what is next?
Okay, what is next? What is unfolding in my life? What will unfold in my life?
How can I let go of old traditions that no longer serve me and my family?
How can I let go of old traditions that no longer serve me and my family?
How do we forgive the unforgivable?
How do we forgive the unforgivable?
How do I live my life to its fullest with love and joy?
How do I live my life to its fullest with love and joy? I'm going to read a few from online. Why can't we all get along? How do I feel strong? What is one small choice I can make today that aligns with my values and who I want to be? What does it mean to belong? How do I embrace and learn grace, love, and compassion and let go of my shame? Where can I soften here instead of strive? How can I participate more at Atria and UUCM? How can I protect my heart with all that's going on? A few more from the room.
Where do you feel the most resistance?
Where do you feel the most resistance?
What do I want to be holding in this moment, in this season, in my life?
What do I want to be holding in this moment, in this season in my life?
How do I turn my fear into hope?
How do I turn my fear into hope? Okay.
Is it true? Is it kind? Is it loving? To me, to you, to us.
Is it true? Is it kind? Is it loving to me, to you, to us? What powerful questions to journey with that clamor for being taken out for a walk all year long. I think, although I have to be alone to sort this out, I think my question for the year is going to be, what's the next life-giving choice I can make? What's the next life-giving choice I can make? So no, we're not going to do a word cloud today, but I am going to invite anyone who's willing to share your question with me. Here are a couple different ways. You could just use your phone and go to a little place that will allow you to put in your question, or email me, minister@uugrassvalley.org, and we will actually create a word cloud of the responses I do get. So here's a chance to share your question, even if it's the question you're toying with, playing with, thinking it might be the question. Whatever your question, or word, or song, or choice to do none of the above, may this year be shaped not by certainty, because Lord knows that's hard to come by. May the year not be shaped by certainty, but by curiosity instead. May your questions be spacious enough to grow with you all year long. And may the asking itself become a spiritual practice. May the asking itself become a practice, opening us to deeper truth, to deeper connection, and to deeper love. For all of us and for us as a community, so may it be with all our questions, all our questions.
Understanding resistance begins, as most things do, with a good look inside ourselves. What are we resisting doing that we know in our hearts would be helpful and wise for us to do? And what outside ourselves would be helpful and wise for us to resist? These are complicated things to consider. Our community partner this month is Community Beyond Violence. Their mission is to heal the trauma of sexual assault and domestic violence by providing crisis intervention, safety, advocacy, and education to survivors and our community. For those they serve, overcoming fear, which leads to great amounts of resistance, is a huge first step towards seeking help. For the wider community, resisting all forms of interpersonal violence can only be seen as essential. 50% of our offerings this month will be shared with Community Beyond Violence to support the critical work that they do. The other 50% remains here at UUCM to strengthen us to resist what we know we must. As the offering baskets are passed, please see the slide for additional ways to give. Thank you for giving so generously from your hearts. We dedicate these gifts to working toward a community in which everyone can live in safety and have what they need to thrive. Thank you.
Cheryl stepped up to do an additional worship associating today, so a special thank you to Cheryl for your willingness to do that so beautifully. Some of us tune into these things, but you may notice that Linda very often chooses music, for the instrumental music that fits the day. So here's our service inviting a question for the year, and she's playing Cast Your Fate to the Wind, which I did not know Vince Guaraldi composed, so that was new to me. Thank you, Linda, for the beautiful music. And Shanti Emerson and Linda Siska have been, building our settings for a long time, but new to that mix is Yvonne Bartlett, who created the setting for today. Yvonne, thank you very much. And we had this, I said, we had this question from a service years ago. Wendy Wernig and I had a doorway you open the door and there's this question mark, and the question mark had a door in it with the door with the question mark, which had a door in it with the door with the question mark. And she said, do you mind if I repaint this? So this is Yvonne's recreation of the question mark with a mirror inside. But a beautiful setting, Yvonne, thank you. Who else, for everyone else who is helping make today happen, I invite you to rise. So if you were a greeter, if you were with hospitality or AV folks, would you be willing to rise and embody, actual body? I think you're all able to do that. I invite us to actually give some audible thank you to our folks today. Yeah. And please I invite you to thank anyone you see that you say, they did something helpful. I invite you to thank them. Just a couple announcements. We'll have UU 101 for someone who's new and is wondering a little bit more about what this whole thing is about. We'll meet in the library at 12:30 and spend a little time getting to know each other and a little bit about this tradition. The Humanist Discussion Group meets on Wednesday for those who want to explore looking at life through that humanist lens. It's a monthly gathering. And there's a drum circle this Friday. This is a lead drum circle. It's free. If you have a drum, bring one. Bob will bring a few drums. But here on Friday at 7 p.m. is a drum circle. Come drum in the new year and perhaps take out some of what you need to take out in the drumming. As always, please check the website to find out more of what's going on and sign up for our newsletters, etc. It's really the way to stay informed and connected. I invite us to close with what is, of course, the natural song for a service inviting a question for the year, which is Wo Ya Ya. We're going. Heaven knows where we are going, but we know within. And we'll get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. So I invite you to, as you prepare to sing this, notice again who and where you are. So with all that's in your heart and mind and where you are at in life, I invite you to sing this together with a sense of curiosity and openness to the year ahead. I invite you to rise in body or in spirit and to sing. We are going. Slides, Paul. Heaven knows where we are going, but we know within. And we will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. We know we will. It will be hard, we know, and the road will be muddy and rough, but we'll get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. We know question for the year is not a puzzle to be solved, nor a problem to be fixed. It is a companion. It may whisper when we wake in the morning, or nudge us gently when we are unsure how to act. It may change us not because we force an answer, but because we allow ourselves to listen. Whether your question has already made itself known to you, or you take some time today or this week or this month to listen for it, to feel for it, may that be true for you. May your question be a question that changes you not because you force an answer, but because you allow yourself to listen. So may it be, and to take the goodness of our time together with us, we share these good words with each other as we extinguish the chalice, but take its light. Carry the flame of peace and love until we meet again. We'll see you next Sunday for Vive la Resistance. Question mark or exclamation point? And if you're in the room, please join us for conversation and refreshments down the hall.